Support for Colorado Today comes from Safeway. Their pharmacists are here to help, offering a wide range of vaccines including flu, COVID, pneumonia, and RSV immunizations. Visit your local Safeway or schedule online at safeway.com/pharmacy.
Support for Colorado Today comes from Credit Union of Colorado. With access to over 30,000 ATMs and a mobile app, they're dedicated to offering the services of a big bank with a heart. Learn more at honestlygood.org.
Colorado is putting up money to keep Rocky Mountain National Park open during the government shutdown. Governor Polis said yesterday the state will pay $3,200 a day for the next week with the option to extend it. Meanwhile, federal workers are missing their first full paychecks today as a result of the shutdown. I'm Bazi Kanani. Coming up, if you're in Denver, you could be spotted by license plates surveillance cameras against City Council's objections.
Johnston loves these cameras and how they help police address car theft and other crimes. So he found a loophole to renew the contract.
Then, perhaps the best basketball player in Colorado ever is indicted on charges related to an illegal poker scheme.
The so-called face cards included the defendant, Chauncey Billups.
We'll explain the charges. Plus, what a federal judge just ruled about sports gambling for Indian tribes in Colorado. And
every act of kindness is one pinwheel in the lawn.
Hear what happened when kids campaigned for kindness. It's Friday, October 24th. Here's the news in Colorado today. License plate surveillance cameras will stay active in Denver. Mayor Mike Johnston just went around City Council to extend a contract with the company that operates them. That helped lead hundreds of people to cram inside a town hall on Wednesday night to voice their frustrations, including some who came from outside the state. YouTuber Louis Rossman made the trip from Austin, Texas.
I'm a privacy person, so the idea that you can be watched everywhere that you go and there's nothing that you can do about it is highly offensive to me.
Denverite's Kyle Harris has been reporting on data and privacy concerns surrounding the use of cameras by the company Flock. Kyle, what's the history with Denver and these Flock cameras?
Well, Denver originally signed a contract to put up more than 100 Flock cameras around the city in 2024. These are mobile cameras on these tall poles that are positioned all over town. The cameras scan license plates and help police solve car theft cases. That's true in many cities across the country, not just Denver. The company says its AI tool is innovative and can solve big crimes like kidnapping and homicide. And in Denver, Flock cameras have led to more than 300 arrests, 200 recovered vehicles, and nearly 50 recovered guns.
Does sound like they've been helpful.
Absolutely. Many residents really support this technology. All that said, that was part of a one-year pilot program. And as the contract was coming up to expire, council members started expressing some pretty serious concerns. It had become increasingly clear that Denver data had been shared with police departments helping ICE and immigration enforcement. It was unclear whether the council would actually approve a 2-year extension that was proposed by the administration. So the mayor ended up telling members of council to reject it. That would give council members time to learn more about safeguards on data sharing.
But now, Denver will keep working with the company even though City Council has not approved. Does the mayor have legal authority to make this decision?
He does. So, Johnston loves these cameras and how they help police address car theft and other crimes. So he found a loophole to renew the contract without involving City Council. The mayor and the company have agreed to some concessions, including the fact that the company will not charge Denver for its use of cameras for the next 5 months. City Council only has to approve contracts that are over $500,000. He can do what he wants otherwise.
You mentioned immigration enforcement concerns. Let's talk a little bit more about why Some members of city council and some members of the public are worried about Flock. What have you heard?
Well, civil liberties groups have raised immigration concerns and also concerns over reproductive rights. First, the big question is, can the data be used in federal immigration cases? And if so, does that end up violating Colorado and Denver restrictions on how our local law enforcement can collaborate on immigration investigations? Our analysis of license plate information shared through Flock shows that Denver's data has been visible to ICE in the past. Denver police have not done immigration-related searches, and as far as we know, Denver information hasn't been used actively in immigration cases. But that possibility exists.
And you've heard privacy concerns about abortion.
Exactly. In states with prohibitions against abortion, activists have questioned whether the technology can be used to track people trying to get reproductive health care in other cities or states.
What are Flock or the city doing to try to address these concerns?
Johnston's office says from now on, it won't be possible for external agencies to search Denver's Flock data without coming to a specific agreement with the city. That includes other cities and counties in Colorado, plus also federal agencies. If those agencies end up violating Denver's rules, they would lose access. As for Flock, they've agreed to pay Denver $100,000 if data is improperly released to people who shouldn't have it. But you should know that that was a verbal agreement, not something that's been put down and signed in writing. The city has a lot of faith in this $7.5 billion corporation.
Denverite's Kyle Harris, thank you for your reporting.
Happy to do it.
Chauncey Billups is a local legend in Denver, a three-time Mr. Colorado basketball from his days starring at George Washington High School, an All-American at CU, an NBA star who spent part of his career with the Nuggets. He's a leader and role model, and now he's charged with participating in rigged, illegal, high-stakes poker games, and he faces the possibility of prison time.
As you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches.
This is a press conference yesterday where the FBI and federal prosecutors accused Billups of being part of a scheme. He's charged with money laundering conspiracy and wire fraud conspiracy.
The scheme targeted victims known as fish, who were often lured to participate in these rigged games by the chance to play alongside former professional athletes who were known as face cards.
That's where Billups came in. He was a face card meant to attract wealthy people to the table. In exchange, the feds allege Billups got a portion of the proceeds.
What the victims, the fish, didn't know is that everybody else at the poker game, from the dealer to the players, including the face cards, were in on the scam.
It involved rigged shuffling machines, which would read the cards in the deck, predict which player had the best hand, and relay that information to the players at the table who were in on the scam.
One victim in particular lost $1.8 million. In total, losses exceeded $7 million and continue to climb.
Prosecutors say people from Italian mob families gave the poker game organizers protection and helped collect debts. But the indictment only specifically ties Billups to the poker games held around April 2019 in Las Vegas. Here in Denver, community leaders are reserving judgment, like the Reverend Leon Kelly.
I mean, I've known this kid, Chauncey, since he was a kid. I've seen him grow up, certainly in Park Hill and in Denver, and he has been a great inspiration, a great role model to so many of our kids. And knowing him and his family, knowing that they have, I feel, great morals and great values.
Billups has been a donor and volunteer for many local nonprofits. His name is on the Porter Billups Leadership Academy, a college prep program at Regis University. Kelly says there's a lot of disbelief in the community about Billups' indictment.
Even though he goes all over the place, been all over the world, but yet he has not forgotten where he come from. And he has certainly been one that has been able to support me, to support the people, some of the people in the hood.
Billups is not named in a second indictment that was also unveiled at the same press conference yesterday. It alleges other people connected with the NBA exploited insider information to place bets on games. There's another gambling story you need to know about today. This one about the two tribal governments in Colorado. For decades, gambling has been a moneymaker for Indian tribes here, including the Ute Mountain Ute and Southern Ute. But when they tried to set up an online sports book here, the state took issue. CPR's Tom Hess is covering a new ruling on this from a federal judge in Colorado. Tom, what were the state and the tribes in disagreement about?
Taxes primarily, and whether or not the rules of old on this apply in the world of online sports betting. The Southern Ute tribe wanted to run an online sports book, and this is in accordance with, you'll remember in 2019, Coloradans legalized online sports betting. As a part of that, sports books have to pay a 10% state tax on wagers. The tribe is historically not subject to those taxes because federal law says tribes have sovereignty over that. Online sports betting gets a little weird, though, because you can place a bet in Denver on your phone that goes through a server at Ignacio, and that raises a question on, is that a bet on tribal land or not? And if it is, then the tribe doesn't have to pay that 10% tax.
So the tribe disagreed with the state's interpretation of the law and didn't want to pay the tax?
Well, not just that, but it also argued that the state was sort of freezing the tribe out of online sports betting altogether. And that's because federal law gives the tribes all the rights over these taxes. And that's because tribes historically don't really have that much of a taxing base, so this gives them a chance to supplement that. And the Southern Utes have said that other states that have gone the online sports betting route were more intentional about how they crafted the legislation so that they could include the tribes in that process. But they say Colorado didn't do that.
Okay, so how does this end? What did the federal judge decide yesterday?
So the judge sided with the state of Colorado and they dismissed the tribe's lawsuit. Back to the question about where a bet is actually placed, he said gaming only happens on Indian land if the person making the bets is also on Indian land. But this could come up in other forms. The tribes could go to the state legislature and try and get some changes there. That would be the next avenue they might pursue.
CPR's Tom Hess. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome, Bozzy.
As we head into the weekend, here's something to take with you. A group of school kids has been on a campaign of kindness.
My favorite act of kindness was saying hello to a new friend.
Thea is a second grader at Broadway Elementary School in Grand Junction.
I felt good, and I really liked her after that.
This all started when the school did a fundraiser for playground equipment. The students decided to use it as an opportunity to give back. They would carry out an act of kindness for each donation they received.
A little bit of kindness can go a long way.
Fifth grader Brantley explains they were hoping for a type of chain reaction.
One little boy was nice to a little girl, then the little girl was nice to the teacher, and the teacher was nice to the whole class, and then the class went home and was nice to their families, and it just recurred from that little boy being nice to the girl.
The kids poured their energy into helping others. They delivered sunshine baskets filled with small yellow items, candies, blankets, notepads, to cancer patients at a local hospital and to a local retirement home.
One of my grandmas is there, and she told us that, it really made her day, and she just was really happy to know that, someone was there and, actually cared.
The students wrote heartfelt thank you notes to first responders. Some joined a river cleanup. First grader Frankie sorted grains at the food bank.
And they give the food to people who don't have enough food.
Fourth grader Camilla discovered kindness can happen almost anywhere.
It was at my sister's friend's birthday party. They were younger, and I didn't know anybody, so I just started picking up trash because I was bored.
School leaders say they work hard to build kindness into its everyday culture and that kids catch on quickly.
Being kind makes other people feel like they belong anywhere.
The impact of kindness can be immeasurable, but for this 2-week campaign, they did try to show how much it added up to.
Yep, we do. Yes, we put pinwheels in our lawn. Every act of kindness is one pinwheel in the lawn.
The school's front lawn was covered in pinwheels.
2005? That's a guess.
The school raised $23,000 for the playground, and students say they learned a lot more.
It's nice to even help out, even when no one tells you.
Our thanks to CPR's Jenny Brundine for this uplifting story. You can see pictures of the kids in action at the link in the show notes. Additional reporting for today's show came from CPR's Andrew Kenny and Megan Verlee and Denverites' Kiara Damari. Before you head out for the weekend, would you share this episode with someone you think might enjoy it? Thank you. I'm Bazi Kanani. This is CPR News.
Support for Colorado Today comes from Credit Union of Colorado. With access to over 30,000 ATMs and a mobile app, they're dedicated to offering the services of a big bank with a heart. Learn more at honestlygood.org.
Support for Colorado Today comes from Safeway, where you can shop online and get easy delivery or free pickup. Get the same prices, deals, and rewards as in-store. Shop the weekly ad, clip deals, and earn points at Safeway.com or in the Safeway app.